Welcome to the Shrink Wrap Show. I'm Pam Hernandez Kaufman.
And I'm Tahliah Peak. We're two shrinks bringing you holistic health hacks.
With our 30 years of combined experience in therapy, we share helpful information about common issues that everyone faces.
Then we break down powerful, proven tools you can start using right away to better your life and your relationships.
Let's wrap. We are so glad to be with you today. Hi, Tahliah.
Hi, Pam.
I'm glad you're here.
Glad to see you.
We love talking to all of you out there. Today, we're going to address a very common subject matter. As therapists, we see a lot of people for relationship issues.
Yeah.
And so we want to share some basic and maybe not so basic ideas or hacks or whatever you want to use to help teach about what causes a relationship to last, what causes a relationship to work.
Yeah.
And have longevity. So why don't you start us off?
Yeah. So in my relationship, I have a husband and I have a 14-year-old son right now that when we go through school or work, sometimes we just our stress level is just so heightened throughout the day that at the end of the day, we have no capacity of being able to have connection in the afternoon.
I think that's a common occurrence these days.
Yeah.
I hear over and over and over. I'm so busy. I'm super stressed.
Yep.
In fact, all of the Christmas cards I've gotten this year are saying it's been a very busy year and I'm very stressed and the world is scary. So we get too busy.
Yep.
We get too overloaded, and then we are kind of operating on low level of tolerance within our most important relationships.
Right.
So what do we do about that?
I use Brene Brown.
We love Brene Brown.
Brene Brown is so fun. She gave this really amazing technique that I have used with my son, with my husband, and honestly, I teach this with a lot of my clients too in their relationships.
So this is your spin on
my
window
spin.
of tolerance stuff.
Yes, it's a spin off of the window of tolerance, a spin off of level of pressure, a lot of spin offs. But number one thing is how do I get the communication across to my husband and my son that I am burnt out or that I just have no time or
no capacity left.
No margin, nothing. So we have a scale. It is 0 to 100. Okay. There's a reason for the 0 to 100. It's a bigger scale. It's because we know that whenever we have a 0 to 10, sometimes some of those scales are going to look differently for different people of how they're feeling. So 0 to 100, each person in our house has like these different levels of pressure of how they can attune to each other.
So you're going to walk in to the house.
We're either going to walk in or we're sending a text message when we're leaving school or leaving work. And if we're above a 50, we have the capacity to engage in conversation. Maybe it's a really heavy conversation we need to have. Maybe chores need to be done or dinner needs to be put on the table or anything like that. Anything below 50 may be let's not have a heavy conversation. It's a fend for yourself kind of night, or I need a bubble bath, like drawn up for me. So we each have a different level of pressure that we feel we can communicate within those number scale.
So basically what you're doing is, as Gottman says in all of his research from the Gottman Institute, you're planning for success.
Yes.
He talks about a plan for success meeting at the front loading the week with, hey, what's going on for you emotionally, what's going on for you logistically with your schedule, and I'm planning to be successful. So instead of having an intervention need, you're doing a preventative.
Yes.
So I'm telling you up front, I'm at 40.
Yep.
And so time out.
Right. And so if my husband is also below that 50 threshold and I'm below the 50 threshold, we know it's all right, everybody's going to stay calm and we're going to probably have cereal for dinner.
So good, so good. Now, to implement this, I have to be respectful of your number.
Right.
Well, what do you mean? You look fine. You need to bring 70, but I'm going to be honest about where I am.
Yes.
You need to be honest about where you are and be respectful. One of the other things that happens is just really the need to acknowledge where is someone else. What is their need?
Right.
I love that. I love that.
And so when my son comes to me and says, Mom, I had a really hard day. I don't want to talk about it. And he'll usually tell me I'm at a level 2. I'm done for the day.
You don't get to always get stuck at 2.
And so whenever I come home and I'm like, okay, whenever you're ready, let me know where you are if you want to have a conversation about what happened in the day. And he usually will, but it takes me knowing where he is and knowing where my level is so I can meet him in the middle.
So
And it does help.
I love that.
Having knowing each other's
where am I right now? Am I outside my window of tolerance?
Yes.
Yeah. Am I stuck off? Am I stuck on? Am I anxious? Am I depressed?
Yeah.
What's happening? Well, one of the other things that, as you know, comes up in therapy a lot is this. I can't talk about it right now.
Right.
So I'm at a 40.
So
if I'm stuck at a 20,
when are we going to talk about it?
we have to tell the other person, give me a second. I'm hungry, angry, lonely, tired, sick, stressed.
Yes.
Today would not be good, or after a meal might be better.
Right.
Or can we do this tomorrow?
Yeah.
When someone's left in that place of, they just said, I can't talk about that. It leaves it with no closure. It's just open-ended, and there's a lot of frustration with that because I maybe have been all day wanting to discuss something with my husband, and now he's putting me off.
Yeah.
And now I might get irritated.
But when you're both outside of your window of tolerance, what we notice is nothing can get resolved.
You can't. It won't work.
You're not in that prefrontal cortex of being able to executively function and think clearly and resolve conflicts and planning. You can't do that whenever your amygdala is activated.
That's right.
And so when you got two people where they're high level of stress, it's not going to bring the stress level down, and you're not going to resolve anything.
So we like to look at that hand brain model where we're both just not bumping into one another
into each other
because our limbic system's so activated.
Absolutely.
Well, and active listening, timing, mutual respect.
Yes.
And how about forgiveness?
Forgiveness is big. It's key.
If I don't have forgiveness, or if I'm not even open to the idea of forgiving someone for what they've done, I'm not in the process, kind of on the road toward, we're really going to have a barrier in the middle of the relationship. So it's a process.
Yeah.
And it's a decision and choice. And one of the things that helps with forgiveness is for the behavior that I'm forgiving to cease.
Yeah.
So, we see this with betrayal. You need to stop the action that's causing me to have to forgive you and fully disclose, and then we can rebuild trust.
Right.
Trust would be a critical issue as well in relationships working. I know you see in your practice, so do I, the breakdown of trust for a number of reasons. Expectations that I had that you didn't even know about as my partner, so they weren't met. Is some kind of form of betrayal. And, a lot of people think that's always an affair partner, a limerent partner. No.
Yeah.
The betrayal could be work is your mistress.
Right.
Working out
staying busy
is your
all the
affair
time.
object. You're never here.
Right.
Whatever I put before the relationship.
And that goes back to, we have to come to a point of connection with each other. We have to know, are you available? Are you responsive? Are you engaged?
Yeah.
And if we don't have that level of connection with each other, we're gonna have these false attachments,
absolutely,
and disconnection.
Absolutely.
And when we have that, the trust goes down, and you're not able to trust each other.
And to rebuild that takes work.
It does.
It takes work. It takes effort. It takes such intentionality.
Yeah.
And there's really less resiliency or less margin for error.
Yeah.
One of the things I teach my clients, and you've heard of Imago,
Yeah.
Harville Hendrix, Getting the Love You Want, is teaching couples, and you brought up Sue Johnson's stuff, emotion focused therapy. I love teaching couples to have a conversation where I am speaking, you cannot speak if I have the talking stick or the timer's still on for me. And I am expressing to you, here's how I feel.
Using I statements.
I statements.
Yeah.
And this is what I need. And then I will have them switch places, and now you repeat
reflective.
what you heard said. Now the person who initially spoke can say, you got it kind of right, but you missed this part.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I'm trying again. Did I get it right now? There's only one other part that I don't think you're hearing. It's this one.
Right.
Did I get it right now? And this can take some work, but it's such a powerful way to feel heard.
Yeah, and that goes to our acronym of clear, honest, open, respectful, direct communication.
Yeah. So we want them to try this.
Yeah.
You have something important that you need to talk about. You're feeling like you need to express this, or maybe you've tried before. To try it that way.
Yeah.
Where you're going back and forth until they get it right. And then you can say, you got it.
Yep.
There's a connection that happens there. There's a beautiful, integration of thought and feeling. Yeah. So we love that.
Yeah.
So trust.
Trust,
forgiveness,
connection. Before you can ever go into truly resolving a conflict, you have to have that connection first. Connection first, empowering each other in the relationship. Then you can circle back with the correction piece, and then back to connection. And I think that's so important in our relationships. And whenever we're not attuning to what our needs are and we're trying to attune to the other person's needs, it makes it complicated. So it's really important for us to know ourselves and where we are, but also know how we can re-engage in our relationship.
We need to be a student of the people we're in relationship with.
Exactly.
And we need, one of the things that I see all the time is this confirmation bias piece.
Yeah.
If you have let me down in the past in a certain area, I am anticipating that you're going to let me down in that area again. Yeah. And it's almost always what I find. So I have to be looking for the exception, looking for the difference. And I'm going to affirm that.
Yep.
That thing that I want to change, I need to say, I see that, thank you. I'm appreciative of that, because change takes time. If there's a rut that we've been traveling over, it takes a whole lot of new driving over that to create a new neural pathway.
That's correct.
But neuroplasticity is our friend. It will help us get there. But to create space, to create margin, I feel like I'm in session right now because I say this so often, is give him a chance.
Yeah.
He's actually doing something new. I hear the difference. Do you hear it? No, because he always, and we have to allow the opportunity, the possibility of change to be there, and then so reinforce it. I'm grateful. Look for the difference. Look for the change you're looking for, and then applaud it.
Yeah.
And it'll continue to grow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It was so helpful. Thank you for coming along with us today. We'll see you in our next session.
Yes, listen, work on those relationships. They're worth it, and relationships are work.
Yes,
they're all work. If anyone told you differently, they were lying. Relationships take work. Thanks for joining us today.
We're so glad you joined us today on the Shrink Wrap Show.
If you enjoyed this episode or found it helpful, remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and share the show with people you care about.
Also, your feedback is valuable, so leave a comment, question, or suggestion, and we'll see you next time
on the Shrink Wrap Show.